This week we're talking about speed work for marathon and half marathon training. Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to 40 Runs. Now if this is your first time at 40 Runs, I want you to smash that little pink button down there that says subscribe on it. Get up to our Facebook page and join the 40 Runs running community and check out the description. There's loads of cool things down there. Right, like I said in the opening, this week we're going to be talking about speed work for marathon training and half marathon training. So let's get stuck in. Right guys, speed work is so important. Why is it important? Well, what can happen is that you tend to go out and do 3 runs a week and you kind of stay in that sort of aerobic sort of energy system and you're just ticking along and you feel like, yeah, I'm doing 3 runs, but actually you're not making a huge difference or a huge gain in your performance. And the best way to get fitter, to get faster and to get stronger is by doing speed work, and that's why everyone bangs on about it. That's why, for example, in my marathon training plan, I set 1 training session a week to speed work. So I will do things like we're going to talk about today. I will do tempo runs, fartlek session, intervals, hill sprints, all that sort of stuff. So that's the sort of stuff that I can recommend you doing. And we're going to talk about today. Let's talk about the 3 main sessions because that's probably where I spend most of my time. So we're going to talk about fartlek, we're going to talk about tempo runs, and we're going to talk about intervals. Because I think if you can build those, hopefully all of them, into your sort of training plans, it will make a huge difference to your running. Right guys, so intervals, and you've probably heard this a lot. What are intervals? Well, intervals are short, intense efforts followed by equal or slightly longer recovery periods. The idea is basically you're going hard, so you're coming out of your aerobic energy system, you're going up through the gears, and you're going to be working at the top end. So your heart rate's going to go up, so everything's going to be working a lot harder, which is great because that'll improve all your overall fitness. And then you're going to come down then with your recovery. What's really important, and I must stress this, is that with your intervals, put as much effort into your recovery as you do into your interval. Because the recovery part, where you come down, you don't want to go up, stop all of a sudden and then come down, and you're going up, coming down, going up, coming down. It's the worst thing you could do. You want it sort of nice, like this. Do you see what I mean? So you're going up and you're coming down. It will just feel so much better and you'll be able to maintain the intensity longer. And that's really important. I see it from some people. They do the interval and then they just walk. It just doesn't make any sense. To get the most out of it, make sure you put as much effort into that interval, into that recovery as you do into your interval. So the overall benefits of a interval session are basically you're improving your running form and economy, your endurance, your mind-body coordination, your motivation, and obviously, like I said, your fat burning, because you're working at a higher intensity and your heart's working harder, your fat burning, all that sort of stuff. So that's generally what intervals are and why to do them. They are hard. You've got to go out there and know it's going to hurt, I would say to you. And you can Google interval sort of ideas. I mean, I'll put some up down below as well, some of the stuff that I do. You can get them on my training plans that I do. But yeah, there's loads of stuff. So if you don't know what to do with regards to intervals and how to do them with regards to the actual sort of periods of time, Google it. There's loads of stuff online. There's so much stuff, free content that you can get about what to do and how to sort of build them into your sort of training plan or your weekly sessions. Right, so the next up we're going to talk about is fartlek sessions. Now, you may have heard this strange term from Sweden. Now, what does fartlek actually mean? Well, it actually means speed play. And what you're kind of doing is you're going out there and it's a kind of form of interval or speed training that can be effective and improving your overall running speed and endurance. It involves varying your pace throughout the run and alternating between fast sections and slow sections. So again, really important to make sure that your recovery period or the slow part of the run is just as focused as the fast. The sort of benefits from a fartlek session are the fact that it's a pretty stress-free workout. Again, it can help with your mind-body awareness, mental strength and stamina. Good example is to do sort of like a fartlek pyramid. So you start off with sort of short bursts. So let's say you do 30 second on, 30 second off, 30 second on, 30 second off, 1 minute on, 1 minute off, 1 minute on, 1 minute, and you build up to like maybe 4 minutes on, 4 minutes off. And then you come down the other side. They're great sessions. And another way is if you're out doing your sort of run, if you don't want to do it in that sort of structured way, you can sort of run to, 5 lampposts up the road and then hard, and then sort of then do the next 5 lampposts easy. That's another good way. And again, it's all about playing with the speed. And that's where the fartlek sort of terminology comes away. Just find ways of playing with it. It can really help with your mind as well out there. The fact that you know you've got that sort of recovery period coming up. And you can sort of say play around with it as well. Right, and the last one is tempo runs. Tempo runs will also improve your marathon training, your speed in your marathon training, half marathon training. But what are tempo runs? Tempo runs or lactate threshold runs are all about working at a pace or an effort of which is hard, but you can maintain. So we're not talking about interval pace. We're not talking about easy pace. We're talking about working hard. Again, so you're in a different energy system. You are fat burning. Your heart's going into a different zone. But it is something you can maintain. So if somebody asked you a question, you could probably say yes or no. And if I said to you, right, I need you to carry on for another half a kilometre, you'd probably look at me and want to kill me. But you could probably, well, I know you could do it. So that's what tempo runs are. They're usually from about 5k to about 10k. Most people do them. Me personally, that's the range I do. Give you an idea on pacing, an easy idea on pacing. I run my easy pace runs at 6 minutes per kilometre. I run my tempo runs, for argument's sake, at 5 minutes per kilometre. A little bit faster than that, between 4:45 and 5 minutes per kilometre. But roughly 5 minutes, 6 minutes. That's the delta between the two. So that shows you the difference. Now I can run at 6 minutes per kilometre all day long. I can run at 5 minutes per kilometre for a decent amount of time, but I'm working hard, so don't get me wrong. So hopefully that shows you. Now the benefits of doing a tempo run, again, it's all about increasing your lactate threshold to run faster at easier effort levels. It improves your focus, again, with regards to a little bit of mental strength, race simulation. So it gives you that feeling of working hard for a race. So if you'll get towards the end of a race, when it's really, really hard and that lot, you can sort of, your body kind of knows what it feels like because you've done it through a threshold run, I was going to call it, but let's call it a tempo run. So again, it's just improving that sort of lactate threshold, that lactate sort of intake, outtake, and being able to work harder for longer. That's what roughly tempo runs are. Right guys, so there's sort of 3 speed sessions activities that I do. So there's my sort of staple diet of speed sessions that I do in my marathon training and half marathon training. They're the ones I would recommend. Check it out. As I said, the Google's a great source of knowledge with regards to stuff like, actual interval sessions you can do or actual fartlek sessions you can do. As I say, you're welcome to go over to 40rounds.com and download our training plans, but you can go on Google as well, and there's stuff on there that will help you, give you a sort of an idea of what you can do when you're out in those sessions. But it is really, really important to do these speed sessions. You will feel awesome after a few weeks of doing them. It's going to hurt. I'm not going to lie to you, they do hurt, but you will get much, much faster and much, much stronger.